In the sweltering tropics of northeastern Australia,
It is bone-shattering, truck-smashing road.
things are about to get serious for long-haul trucker Turbo. This one-man bandwagon likes a laugh and loves his truck.
Hell yeah, that's what I like.
But where he's heading is no joke.
It will absolutely destroy human and machine.
The dirt roads of the remote Cape York Peninsula are bold, barren and brutal.
Because here, on dirt, you've literally gone to hell on earth.
This is the real world. This is real trucking.
The 47-year-old's been hired to deliver 13 tonnes of vehicles to the mining port of Weipa at the very tip of Australia's far north. They're needed on site in one piece in 2 days' time. It's as tough a job as they come. But with a business to run, Turbo can't afford to pick and choose where he takes his truck.
Do about 1,400 kilometres of dirt driving. That's a lot of dirt for a major highway.
With his load and his laundry secure,
The only way to dry your washing.
Turbo's ready to roll. But as he's about to leave, he spots a problem.
That's the header tank for the radiator.
The header tank's leaking precious coolant. It's a major warning sign.
If that blows, I lose all the water and blow a motor.
Less than 3 months ago, Turbo's previous truck blew up. He's had to dig deep to lay out $90,000 on a replacement rig. If this one blows, it could sink his business.
The hotter it gets, the more they can crack and perish, and I can't get another one. This has to be ordered from 4,000 kilometres away.
Waiting for a replacement would cost Turbo this job.
Better hope it don't blow.
He's got no choice but to tough it out and hit the road. With 1,900 kilometres of hot, bone-shaking road ahead, the last thing Turbo needs is mechanical headaches.
That header tank is always going to play on my mind until I replace it.
He'll have to go steady or risk losing his livelihood.
I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to be stupid about it.
Go too slow and he risks missing his deadline.
It's that rough that we're literally up and down like that.
Turbo's hitting the dirt. Literally. His tyres are smashing into millions of corrugations. Bumps in the road that grow worse every time a vehicle passes over them. With his truck already leaking precious coolant, Turbo must back off.
If I go flat out, all it's going to do is just absolutely destroy the truck. It's going to destroy me. Definitely do some major damage to the vehicle on the back. Probably even lose one.
On the bone-dry track, there's another potentially lethal danger.
The issue that you've got is when we've got these things coming.
Powdery dirt, or bull dust, means Turbo can't see what's coming his way.
We basically drive blind.
In the last 8 years, 12 people have died attempting to ride this road. With massive trucks reaching closing speeds of 150 kilometres an hour, by the time Turbo spots trouble, it could be too late.
Try not to do any damage myself, but because it's the dirt road, it's going to flick rocks up everywhere.
Flying rocks could also mean serious damage for Turbo's $260,000 freight.
Smash windscreens. It's not fun.
It's not long before Turbo hears a problem.
It's either I've popped the tyre or I've broken the windscreen.
But before he can pull up and check, there's more trouble.
Looks like they're doing roadworks up here somewhere.
The narrow detour
running right on the edge of the trees.
means Turbo can't stop. With every metre, the road could be wreaking even more havoc on his truck. Finally, it's safe to stop and take a look. Once the bull dust settles,
Look there.
behind the cab, there's a worrying sight.
Straps have come off.
Two straps on a $60,000 car have been shaken loose by the pounding. If Turbo had gone much further, he could have lost the vehicle.
It's been moving that much.
With 300 kilometres of dirt still to come, the road is getting worse.
I'm doing about 12k an hour.
His whole rig's taking a beating. A constant worry is Turbo's leaking radiator tank. If it cracks, his engine will cook.
If I don't basically come to a crawl, I will literally shatter my truck to pieces.
After 10 hours of torture, finally, Turbo's reached his overnight camp. Before he can relax, he wants to check his freight. On the rear vehicle,
Hey, you mother...
there's trouble. The violence of the road has shaken off its tailgate.
That's bird welding.
Amazingly, it's clung on underneath the vehicle. Damaged goods aren't good for Turbo's business. But with another punishing day on the dirt tomorrow, he'll have to tough it out and hope his freight can make it in one piece. He's under pressure to make it with his freight intact. But with pressure comes mistakes.
I'm an idiot. I happened to town out a guy last night. Didn't even think about it. That could be major catastrophe, that. Because it's blocking the airflow. But I literally could have cooked the engine.
The relentless strain is starting to tell.
Getting your load and your rig there in one piece and back, it really tests the driver.
But Turbo must stay sharp for the next challenge. A herd of wandering Brahman cattle. Turbo's $90,000 rig is barely worn in. Hitting a 600-kilo animal could wreck it. While he's missed the bovine jaywalker,
Cattle!
Turbo suspects there's more damage to his truck.
$3,000 light.
It's another casualty of the bone-shaking road. For Turbo, it's the last straw.
Spotlight's broken off. $1,000 light. It's gone missing. I'm pissed at that. I can't just buy one. I've got to buy a set. So that's $2,000 for a set.
It's a big chunk of Turbo's profit gone.
I worked my ass off to get nice things, and this happens.
He may have lost one battle, but the war's almost over. Turbo's destination, Weeper, is in sight. On this highway through hell, Turbo slugged it out with corrugations,
I'm wishing that smooth out.
stressed over his truck,
That header tank is always going to play on my mind.
and risked his life
We basically drive blind.
to survive one of Australia's meanest strips of dirt. It's time to deliver.
This is going to be good. That's now another customer happy. It's another delivery well done. Timeline, distance, the whole lot. She ran like a dream, which is good. So that's another happy ending for this new girl.
But while one job's done, it's only half the fight for Turbo. He has no return load to cover his $2,000 fuel bill home.
Every time that wheel doesn't turn, it costs a couple $1,000.
He's desperate to find a load out of the small, remote town of Weipa, but time's against him. Other trucking jobs are lined up at home. If Turbo's late back, he could lose them and thousands more dollars.
I've got 6 trailer loads from Brisbane to Melbourne that I've got to do.
But from out of nowhere comes good news.
Oh yeah, I got it, I still got the touch.
He's landed a lucrative job. 2 large mobile huts bound for a mine 1,800 kilometres away. Each fragile hut is worth $100,000. They must survive some of the roughest roads in the country.
Go north.
But it's not just the dirt Turbo will have to contend with. This remote tropical frontier is just 1,400 kilometres from the equator.
Stinking hot. It's a wet heat, but you sweat out.
Yeah, right on the fence.
With temperatures passing 40 degrees,
Clear.
the 130-kilo trucker must wrestle a 20-ton building onto his truck.
Happy with that, mate?
One hut's on. But suddenly, something's wrong. Turbo's in trouble.
My head's now spinning. I'm just about ready to pass out because of the heat.
In the brutal conditions, his body's overheating. He's at risk of getting heat stroke. Left untreated, it can be fatal.
I'm just trying to cool the body, get the body to regulate the temperature again and cool the temperature right off, but it's just...
If he can't cool down quickly, the only loading Turbo will be doing is into an ambulance. But with vital freight waiting to be loaded, Turbo decides to tough it out. Push too hard now, and the whole trip could go into meltdown.
Yeah.
Is it worth me going to the point of heat exhaustion? I'd do it all day, every day if I had to.
He survived the heat, and he's fully loaded. Now, Turbo faces 1,100 kilometres of diabolical dirt. All up, the massive rig weighs in at over 50 tonnes. But it isn't the weight that worries Turbo.
It is an awkward load, and it's also a very fragile load.
Any damage will come out of Turbo's pocket.
I am a little nervous about braking stuff. The stakes are extremely high.
On this vital run, he can't afford to smash anything.
Something didn't sound right. Something really didn't sound right. Oh, I lost the tap.
The violence of the road has ripped a metal tap clean off a water tank. Out here, it's a precious resource. But there's more serious trouble above. And aircon unit's taken a beating.
Yeah, that's pulled that down.
He's had a day of heat exhaustion and hard grind. Now, Turbo's looking at a damage bill worth hundreds of dollars.
I'm over this at the moment. I'm over this.
And just when he's down,
You arrogant. Drove through that water and sprayed water or mud all over me.
But there's yet another headache. Nightfall is looming, and at 4 metres wide, Turbo's rig is classed as oversized. He must be off the road by dark.
Ah, you f***ing thing.
His camp's still 50 kilometres away. If Turbo can't make it in time, he'll be sleeping on the roadside.
Yep, I'm over the day. I really am. I've had enough of the day.
Turbo's not happy.
It's not gonna move.
And ahead is another hard run on the dirt.
This is bone-shattering, truck-smashing road.
It's now Turbo's 4th day on this hell of a highway. While his truck's taking a hammering, his main concern is the damage to his $200,000 fragile load.
Front trailer's fine, but the back trailer's playing up.
If the huts take a hit, he'll have to foot the bill.
What the hell's that?
Turbo's got more trouble. He urgently needs to check the load. The first hut's a mess. But at the second,
The one I'm worried about the most, this building. What the hell?
there's even more trouble.
Was there an air conditioning unit in that?
The whole air conditioning unit's vanished. Turbo's hoping it's fallen into the hut.
Well, that's why I can't get in. That's... oh.
The unit's a write-off, adding another $800 to his damage bill.
Oh, God.
Despite all his best efforts, the rough road's slowly destroying Turbo's freight.
What do you do?
Any more damage, and he'll come out of it deep in the red.
I'm just driving real steady, real slow.
With work waiting at home, he must keep moving, or he'll lose thousands more dollars. But some days, you just can't catch a break. Outback roadworks, 2 kilometres of them. But Turbo worry. The detour is a narrow slip road, lined with trees.
Them trees are right on the edge. One of these buildings hits those trees. It's about $100,000 for it to replace the building.
That kind of damage could wreck not just Turbo's load, but his business.
Yeah, mate, listen, I'm 4'6" in height. Mate, any chance I can sort of run down the middle instead of running down that tablespoon and cleaning up all the trees? Yes, mate?
Yeah, mate, that's a negative for coming up on the pavement, mate. Negative. We've got too much space on the road, and negative.
With permission denied, there's no option. He'll have to take his $200,000 load onto the tight, tree-lined slip road. Hit one, and he could face a business-breaking damage bill. To protect the load, he's dropped his speed.
Now we're doing 10k an hour.
While he's keeping clear of the trees to the side, above, there's a problem.
The tree's got me hung up right in the middle of the detour. If I go into it or pull at the gate, it'll just peel the whole roof straight off of this front one.
Turbo needs an extra pair of eyes. He'll have to put his trust in the roadworks crew.
I can't see up the top. I can only assume and listen for something to go bang and pop.
After a nail-biting crawl, Turbo's made it. His next stop is 250 kilometres away in the town of Mariba, but time's against him.
Now I'm going to be off the road before dark. So that's just the rules of road train oversized. So it's a big push.
And up ahead, more trouble.
There's a load limit on the bridge, and I'm over 42 tonne. So I'm going to go on the bypass.
But out here, a bypass is no smooth piece of bitumen. For a 50-tonne road train, it may as well be an assault course.
That's going to be hard to do, and I'm just afraid of getting bogged.
It's sharp, twisting, tight and sandy. A perfect storm for getting bogged. After 4 days of hell, Turbo's alone in wild country and running out of daylight.
We're halfway across. Right now, all I care about is getting off of this road. I was concerned and stressed, but it's all good. I always have faith in you, baby, don't I? Another 20 minutes, that's my day done.
Next morning, Turbo's got more trouble.
Motherfucking goddamn heap of
A rubber seal on a brake booster has ruptured. It needs to be replaced.
I got no room to move under here.
The job will eat up time, but that's the least of Turbo's worries.
Come on.
Inside the booster is a spring, under enormous tension. If it's not handled with care, the results could be deadly.
If I don't do this right, that's going to fly off at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Will literally take your head off and kill you.
Find out where the that's been ruptured.
After days of bad roads and bad luck, he must get moving quickly,
Oh, I literally cannot go anywhere because I've got this brake assembly in pieces.
or he'll miss his delivery deadline, risking thousands more dollars worth of work down the line. Replacing a ruptured disc is a tricky fix, calling for patience
I'm gonna go
and finesse.
apo here in a minute.
One mistake could be fatal.
If I don't do this right, I will literally have my face ripped to 1,000,000 pieces.
Now comes the riskiest part, releasing the brake from a spring under massive tension.
The danger part's all on this part here, look. That got a little bit close. It's all done, it's in, so I can get going again.
He's back on the road, but the emergency fix has cost him.
I've lost just over half a day, so I'm really pushing against time. Talking about 200 k's of real bad dirt.
As an oversized load, he can't travel by night.
And there's literally nowhere to pull up.
With 2 hours of daylight remaining, the race is on. But this road is a truck breaker. And ahead, a single-lane narrow bridge still under construction.
I got to navigate this bendy bridge, and they've got half of it cut out.
Keeping all 42 wheels on the road is stress enough for Turbo. But there's another problem.
Oversized road train, southbound 17.
From the radio chatter, he knows there's another road train coming his way.
Last I heard, he was at 12, and I haven't heard him since.
If he meets company on the one-lane bridge, both rigs will be in trouble.
And then we're royally screwed because neither one of us can back up.
And there's another coming Turbo's way.
This is going to be fun at this bit of a section here.
If he meets it now, both trucks will be trapped with no way of reversing off the narrow road.
I'm professional at this.
He's clear. Just in time.
It's over, a couple little tight spots, but she's done.
But straight away, Turbo wishes he was back on the smooth concrete of the bridge.
Really bad frigging corrugation.
No matter how slow Turbo goes on the rough road, his truck and freight are paying the price.
Oh, that air conditioner's starting to pop out now. Oh, this is the I face all the time.
And there's more trouble under the $200,000 load.
You're kidding me. That is designed for lifting and tying off of.
The bars securing the 20-ton huts are bending under the relentless pounding.
Bird shit welds, because they've only got a weld there.
If they break, the load could come crashing off Turbo's trailer, handing him a damage bill he can't afford.
The rest of the way on this road, I'm taking it easy.
To keep his freight intact, Turbo must drop to a crawl.
Corrugations are getting more and more severe, so I've backed it right off. These buildings are just playing havoc.
Nightfall's fast approaching, and with it, Turbo's oversized curfew.
I reckon I've got 20 minutes of light left.
It's a slow-motion race to get off the punishing dirt before dark, and the road's fighting him for every metre.
Is that a crash?
It's a $700 air conditioner, broken off completely. With 20 minutes till dark, Turbo can't stop. He must get his battered freight off the dirt while he still can.
So I've backed it right off to minimise anything else happening.
The last thing he wants is to spend the night here.
Going to be extremely close. There's the end. Thank God for that. Get off this crap, go to the parking bay and have a shower.
Next day, the dirt is finally behind him, and Turbo can haul in his blown-out schedule.
I'm within an hour of delivery time, which is good.
But after yesterday's punishment, his truck's still paying the price.
I'm just getting air feed back through the control valve. Or a line's got a hole in it or something.
Turbo's brake lines are leaking air. No air means no brakes.
That's all the dirt and the shit gets into it and everything.
It's too dangerous to go on, but with his delivery due in an hour, the fix needs to be quick. Despite Turbo's handiwork, the problem's worse than he thought.
It itself. I'm going to bypass this valve. Regulates the air for the brakes.
If he can't fix the leaking valve fast, all he'll have to show for days of pain is a blown deadline and a beaten-up truck.
It's going to work, trust me.
It's not pretty, but a patched-up bypass is all Turbo can do.
You got no other choice, then you got to do what you got to do. Oh, it's done. Sorted out. Right now, it's time to move.
There's barely 40 minutes till deadline. He'll have to put his foot down and hope the fix holds.
It's a temporary bypass to get moving so I don't run the risk of blowing my brakes.
But Turbo's not the only one in a hurry. A flatbed truck is desperate to pass. With a narrow road and steep drops on either side, it's a dangerous move.
You'll always come off second best to one of these.
He's risking his and Turbo's life. But this driver won't wait. And in the distance, another rig heading straight for them.
Louis!
If he can't get by quickly, Turbo will have to slam on the same brakes he's just patched up.
I'm not prepared to kill myself for anyone. He was halfway down the trailer trying to overtake me while there was a truck coming the other way and almost caused a bloody head-on accident.
While the road's clear, Turbo's deadline's almost up. If he's to make it, he must keep pushing to the line.
I'm getting close.
With minutes to spare, he's made it.
Well, we're just about at our destination. These buildings come off here. 2,500 kilometres. I'm happy.
Turbo's taken a beating, but he's here on time. Over the last 4 days, he's fought tooth and nail to keep his truck and freight from falling apart.
I'm here at my destination, unloading. I'm happy.
But for this Outback trucker, the road never ends.
Another load down. From here, I head on in for my next one.
Time to get back on the dirt.